Orange County, we have Ellen Plant, Cindy Nielsen, Tim Boldig, and Renee Parker. From Broward County, we have Michael Hunnicky, Andrea Bousquet, me, Jason Lichty, Natalie Woods, and Ken Dobies. From FSEC, we have Colleen Kettles and Charlie, good Lord, I forgot Charlie's last name. Lytle. Sorry about that, Charlie. And from Miami-Dade, we have Boris and Michael. Well, I did send Holly an email, and so if she is there, she'll get a reminder and hopefully join us soon. I want to thank you all for joining us today. We are getting close to the end, and so this meeting is mostly to talk about what we need to get done in the next month. So first I want to show you my agenda, which we did the roll call already. We're going to do updates, talk about grant closeout, ask you partners if you have any updates, give you an opportunity to discuss anything else you want to, and then we can discuss any action items that come from this meeting. As far as updates, AppSec is, I don't even know. Charlie, why don't you tell the, hello, who's joined us?
Hey, this is Holly.
Hi, Holly. Charlie, I don't know if everyone on the phone knows about Jim joining us, so why don't you just briefly describe that? Tell us, and then give us a brief update on how much progress we've made.
Okay. FSEC has engaged the services of Jim Dunlop, who's a, hello?
Go ahead, try again. I don't know what that was.
I don't know either. We've engaged the services of Jim Dunlop, who's a licensed engineer we have worked with for many years, and he has basically sort of pulled together all of the electrical and structural requirements, the calculations that have to be made, the definitions of the prescribed details of the designs that we're going to implement. He's put it all together basically in a single place. He is working very closely with Keith on the implementing the calculations in the software. Jim has been working very closely with Boris and Lundy, and I want to thank them both for their tremendous contributions in this area. I talked with Jim earlier this morning, and he basically has said that we're there. We have everything defined now. He's conveyed to Keith what the final calculations need to be, and we're in the process of implementing that now in the software. So Jim has created an Excel spreadsheet that includes all of the calculations that are being done. That's really an engineering notebook, if you will. It's a document that describes all of the calculations, and Keith is implementing those in the software. So we've taken the approach that as the initial cut of this software comes online, that it will define a very well-structured universe in which the contractors can operate. If their designs fall into the prescribed limitations of the system, then they can use the automated system to expedite their permitting process. Designs that fall outside of those parameters will be supported through the normal existing design process, where the contractor is responsible then for providing the engineering inputs. So we think we have a very usable system defined, and over time, as we expand this, we'll just increase our universe by adding additional capability as time goes on. But the initial release will be a very usable product that will define, it will allow the majority of residential designs to be supported. So that's sort of the role that that Jim is playing. As I said, he has pretty much completed his definition of these electrical and structural requirements. Are we still there? Any questions, comments?
Hello, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Apparently, when I went to mute you, I muted myself, so I'm real good at this. I noticed when Charlie first started speaking, there was some background noise, so I thought I would mute you all. And if you're familiar with this, you see how I've, when I move up my arrow, it goes like this. If you go to chat right here, you'll be able to type something in. I've moved it over on my other screen here so that you would be able to see this. So I'm going to try and mute you all until it's your turn to speak, just in case, just so we have eliminate the background noise issue. All right, thank you, Charlie. Did anyone have any questions or anything they wanted to add about the new plan system? We're pretty excited here in Broward County. A lot of really good progress has been made, and kudos to AFSEC on that. The next thing I wanted to give Colleen a chance to just talk about the solar rights webinar she had yesterday.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. We had the third and final solar rights workshop. Was it the third? Yeah. Yesterday, and we decided to do a recorded webinar just so that we would have it available if anybody had a burning desire to reference it. And we had about 95 people register, but I think we only had about 24 people actually on the call. So it's been recorded. I emailed the link to Kay. It's on the AFSEC Vimeo site. So if you Google AFSEC on Vimeo, you can find it there if you want to watch it before Kay gets it up on the Go Solar site.
Okay.
So that's done.
I think that was your fourth, though, not your third.
Okay, whatever it was
Yay!
the final.
Woo! That's another deliverable crossed off the list. Okay, thank you, Colleen. I want to mention the solar metrics again, and I'm going to actually go to the website to show it to you. This is something that we're all supposed to do after the grant to demonstrate the effectiveness of the grant. And so I've talked to DOE and said, well, we're going to have our product done at the last possible minute. If we do this survey now, you know, no one will have used it, be aware of it. It won't have provided us any benefits yet. So we're sort of in a catch-22 where they said, well, you know, you can do it after the grant. You just can't charge us for it. So I just wanted to show you quickly what it looks like. Oops, I guess clicking on it isn't going to get me there. Change the screen. So that you know more about what I'm talking about. Oh, that's a good idea. Somebody put on the chat, Susanna did. We may want to send the link to the recorded webinar to everyone that registered but didn't attend yesterday, and I think that's a great idea. So this is the Rooftop Solar Challenge. You sign in, and Let's look at a complete application. I showed this to you briefly before, but I just wanted to remind you that this is stuff that still needs to be done. So let's say, see if I can find a city that might be of interest to us. They're almost all Broward. How about unincorporated Miami-Dade? I'll pick that. And these are the questions that need to be done. How many departments does an installer have to submit separate applications? Type of departmental approvals. And see, what we did is, I don't know who did it because I wasn't involved in the grant at the time, but somebody did this before the grant. So now they want us to complete this after the grant to show what difference, if any, our final product has made. So I'm just bringing this up to let you know that DOE expects us to do this. Oh, darn. Now I want to go back here. Okay. As far as outstanding grant deliverables, let me go over here. We need to complete the plan system, and it sounds like that will be completed on time. However, it probably won't be completed till near the end of April. I want to remind the partners you need to fully implement that system in your county. So you need to have a link to it and test that it works on your end as well. The training system, FSEC is working on that as well, where they're going to train building officials, inspectors, on how, and the contractors on how to use the system, and they're working on creating that. So that's another deliverable that needs to be done between now and April 31st. FSEC has completed their PV component database. However, it has not been implemented yet into the plan system, so that needs to be done. We have been working on engaging the solar industry to obtain their input on the plans, but every time a new thing is done, every time Charlie and Keith and Jim implement something new, we need to show that again. And not only the solar industry, but the building officials. The solar industry is really important, but we need the building officials to comment and eventually approve the system as well. Also, creation of the plans, business plan for sustained operation. And I believe FSEC had a meeting about that this week. They'll hopefully in the next week or so get their draft business plan to us. And what this is about is how are they going to sustain this whole system once the grant is over? You know, they got to come up with a way to perhaps have people pay for it. I don't know what they plan to do, but that's a very important deliverable that has yet to be done. And then as far as seeking an audience with the Florida Public Service Commission, that's something that I'm handling on my end. We've talked to them and decided what we're going to do is just send them a final report so that they know what we've accomplished. The grant itself said that we should go present to them. I don't believe that's necessarily in anyone's best interest, so what we've decided instead in talking with them is to provide them with a final report. Anybody have any questions on these updates?
Yeah. This is Alan with Orange County. We have a question on regarding the link back to our system. She had a little different understanding of how it was supposed to work.
Could you speak a little louder? I didn't hear the last part.
Hi, this is Annetta Duhick from Orange County.
Hi, Annetta.
Hi, we have a comment about the linking of the permitting system to the plant system.
Okay.
It is our understanding from the initial design that Go Solar website we'll be actually redirecting the customer to the appropriate jurisdiction. So we see no need for us to house any link to the plan system.
Well, let me ask Andrea. Andrea, have I just misunderstood? Have I stated it wrong?
No, Annetta, what we're thinking is that customers may come in multiple ways. If a customer goes directly to the FSEC or the Go Solar Florida, then yes, they can be redirected to the agency for permitting, and we're supposed to give them the URL to do that. But we're thinking that many customers in Broward may start with our system first. So if they go to the Broward permitting system, then we're going to have a little link that is a reminder to them that the FSEC system is available. And then also we want to have a link when our plan reviewers look at those plans, we're going to have a link there to the FSEC system so that they can verify the authenticity of those plans. So those are the links back from the Broward system to out to the FSEC or Go Solar Florida. I have a little document. We just deployed this into the live system in anticipation of Go Solar being completed. We just deployed just very minor changes into our system, and I'd be happy to share that document just describing very small changes that we made to support this whole project.
I recall that discussion, and I think Orange County would be okay with we haven't really discussed in detail whether we're going to redirect our customers that wanted to apply for PV rooftops to the Go Solar website by having that link, or whether we're going to take them through part of the process and then move them over to the plan. So that's something we're going to discuss internally. But okay, I remember that now.
Okay, so that's all settled with everybody? Great.
This is
Any more questions? I'm sorry?
This is Alan Plant. I have one more question. On the plans, I think there was going to be a third-party review of the document as well, putting together a training program. Where are we with that?
I'll defer to you, Charlie.
Well, the plan is to have a third-party engineer review the engineering documents that Jim has prepared. We have not yet engaged that service, but we will have a review by a third party.
Okay. And are we developing a training program also for the contractors to use?
Yes, we are. Yeah, the delay in doing that is we really have to have the software to the point where when you bring it up, it looks like what the final product will look like, because we have to train them people on using it. So it has to be pushed out a little bit to get a platform that we can actually do the training on. But the training will be in the form of some sort of an online description of how to use the system.
Okay.
And all of that will take place within the next month, since you guys are going to be ready for the 30 days?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot to do. A lot to do. Okay, any other questions on the outstanding grant deliverables? For most of the partners, other than FSEC, your outstanding deliverables are pretty clear-cut. It was mostly continue to participate in these meetings, continue to help market things like the webinars and stuff, and then the connection to your website. So until the link to FSEC's plan system is complete, you can't actually, make it live, but you can have it totally ready. And so what I'm ready to talk about now is the grant closeout. Now, this chart here is something I put together based on our records. So if it's inaccurate, you need to let us know right away. But what I've looked at was the contract that each of the partners signed with Broward County as far as how much they've budgeted for their in-kind contribution. That's the second column. And then the third column is how much you have documented to me that you've reached. So Alachua is complete. They have already met their entire match. Now, you might want to submit your timesheets just for quarter 9 and 10, just to show that you did continue to work on it, but you don't need to because Alachua, you've met your match. Miami-Dade, you had the same budgeted in-kind of $58,125. According to our records, you have delivered $37,484. So that means we need, in budget period 9 and 10, another $20,640. And you've been working on it a lot the past 2 quarters, so I don't think that's going to be a problem for you, but I'm just letting you know that according to our records, this is where you stand. Likewise, Orange, you owe us $15,604 in your in-kind, and FSEC has chosen to submit their in-kind with their deliverables, so it's not that they haven't done the work, they just haven't documented the work. So please, Natalie Woods is going to be providing you the time card for budget period 10, hopefully tomorrow, because it ends today. And I would urge you, please, to get it to her right away, because in order for us to close out the grant, you know, we got to ensure that our deliverables have been met and that our in-kind has been met. Now, if any of you are saying, oh, well, those numbers are way off, all you need to do is provide the documentation to Natalie. It's not a problem. Does anyone have any questions on the in-kind portion? Okay, I'm going to move on to the invoicing now. Procedures. There is a form. You've all submitted invoices before, so I'm sure you've got the form, but Natalie can provide it to you again if you need it. Remember, you need to complete the form and send it to us, provide the backup, and we're asking, please, if you can, get it to us by April 15th. Now, I realize that if FSEC doesn't have their plan system up and running yet, it's going to be hard for you, the other partners, to have their deliverable of connecting to it complete yet. But I would just suggest you submit whatever deliverables that you can. Submit invoices for everything that you have completed. And again, if you have any questions, contact Natalie. Natalie, you're on the line, right? Do you have anything you want to add?
No, absolutely not. I mean, you've explained that once they're ready, just send it on into me. If they have questions, I can answer it.
Okay. And you've all talked to or emailed with Natalie before. All right, so back to my agenda. We've gone over the grant closeout. Do any of you have any questions about the grant closeout? Okay. Well, then, do we have any updates from the partners? Anybody have anything they need to tell us they've done, or something interesting, or questions, or anything you want to talk about? Are you all still online?
Yes.
Good.
We are here.
Oh, Kay, I have an update. I just talked to Palm Beach County, and it looks like the resolution, the Go Solar resolution, will be on their April 19th
Oh, my God,
agenda.
that's so wonderful.
On their consent agenda, so it shouldn't even be much of a
April 19th
battle.
consent. What? Remind everybody what you're talking about. They may not remember.
As part of the action plan, solar financing action plan, we sent the resolution, a sample resolution to all of the counties in Florida, asking them to basically adopt this very basic resolution, non-committal resolution in favor of solar energy development and welcoming the release of this report. Not that you have to use it or endorse the specific things in it, but at least you know, welcoming the fact that this exists. And I think with Palm Beach, we'll probably easily hit, I don't know, 45% of the population of the state, up from that 36.7. I'd have to do the math, but it's another 1.4 million people.
I've changed what you're looking at, and that this is the state of Florida showing how many people have adopted it. And we were hoping we'd get more, but we did figure Palm Beach had such a large population that it would be worthwhile to really go after them. And so thank you, Jason. That's quite a good thing. I think that'll help us a lot as far as representing the state of Florida.
My pleasure.
Okay, anybody else? I guess there aren't any action items other than please get your time cards and your invoices to us as soon as you can so we can get this grant closed out. And thank you all for all that you do. Michael, do you have your next meeting scheduled with the plan system?
Not yet. That's something on our Friday call, Charlie, that we probably want to start looking towards what makes sense, and if not this Friday, next Friday, determine when we want that to be.
Yeah, I would be in favor of canceling the call tomorrow, just because I really don't want to pull Keith off of what he's doing. So, I mean, I can call in if you want, but...
as long as you can represent any questions we have, that'd be fine, I think. Kay, what do you
Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely.
Okay.
So have most of the partners on the call right now seen the plan system in its most recent version? I know the people that are on the plan system committee have, but what about people like Holly? Holly, have you seen it lately?
No, I have not, and Greg told me that he missed the last call, so I don't know if he's seen it either. So is there a link somewhere that we can get to it?
Yes, but I think that it's better to have it described. What I'm thinking is maybe your next meeting, Michael, instead of just the plans team, maybe you should invite everybody so that people like Holly who haven't participated can see what it does now, because it does quite a bit more. And I don't think just going there on your own you would get as much out of it as having someone go through it and show it to you at least once.
That would be great.
You all agree, or am I crazy?
Also, one of the things, too, is that there's a lot of the stuff from the spreadsheet, which is what we've gone over a lot the last couple of meetings, is being implemented into the plan system. So you'll see a little bit of that's already there, but there's quite a bit that's not been included or added yet. That's what FSEC's working on very hard right now. And if you're interested in listening to the last call, you can go to the Go Solar Florida website and go to the calendar and look for the date of that meeting, and there's a link there to it. So you're showing it there, right there.
Right here. If you click on that, you can see it. But I think, Michael, probably you'll have another webinar in about 2 weeks, you think?
Something like that,
Something like that. And I'm just suggesting you open it to more people.
No, it's not a bad idea.
The whole partner.
In the meantime, there's that on the website. So.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, Boris.
Yes, I think it's not a good idea to open the plan review meeting to people that are not intimately involved. As of yesterday, we sent Jim a list of concerns and questions that have to be resolved. I don't think that the permitting engine has updated everything that we're concerned about. So I really don't think we need to be inviting people that aren't directly involved, because you know, the system hasn't been vetted and it hasn't been agreed to by all the partners. So there's no point in involving outsiders, I believe.
Well, I'm not suggesting outsiders. I'm suggesting partners. Holly Banner is our key partner at Alachua County, and I think they need to know where we stand. But I'm not saying people off the street. No,
I'm saying partners is fine, people that are involved with the process, but we don't need industry involved or people along those lines.
Okay. All right, anybody have anything else? Well, then we'll make it a nice brief call. Thank you all for calling in, and please get your timesheets and your invoices to us as soon as you can. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kay.
Thank you.
Bye.